Um, it was quite good news for most of us. We thought it was something that should have happened a while ago. Many of the schools are in need of renovations, and I think co-ed has been something that's a long time coming. So we were quite pleased with the announcement, even though it wouldn't generally affect us since most of us are off to university next year.
Bayside is a good school. I've enjoyed the years I've been studying there. I'm enjoying my final year at the moment. And the standard teaching, the quality of teaching is a good one. But a upgrade to the facilities at Bayside is overdue. Now, if this will come through new developments, that would be very good, and it would be available to all the students and teachers. It's really the shape of this development that people will be talking about.
Co-education is something that's long overdue, you think? You think that that's going to work well and is going to be beneficial?
Yeah, I think co-education is something natural. Like, we have been in mixed schools since we were younger, and then all of a sudden when we get to secondary school, we're split up. And even though the schools are near, so we still do meet after school, it still isn't the same to be in a learning environment without the opposite gender. So then when we go to university or when we go to work, we're obviously not separated there. So I think it's a bit unnatural to have us separated, like, at that stage in our lives.
As a student, and in my opinion, I have nothing against co-education. I see it. Many other countries have co-education and it's working there. And I feel that perhaps socially students would benefit from co-education. I heard a counter-argument against this from one of my peers that was, maybe some female students would feel intimidated by male students in discussion. But I'd say that's exactly the problem of having education separated, because if it's mixed, female students will be able to overcome, or male students as well, overcome any anxieties and be able to talk to a normal audience, which they have to do in the future if they want to be a politician, a public speaker or anything. That is how it is. And I know plenty of females who are just as intimidating, if not more than guys I know, so it's not really a point that I see against co-education, but rather for that you get to experience a mixed class and you get to work with it the way you would in the actual world. I mean, you're mixed in middle school, you're mixed in uni, as well mixed in secondary on a social basis. Yeah.
Two comprehensives, two co-educational comprehensives sitting alongside each other. Any concerns?
Well, obviously, since it's such a massive change in Gibraltar's general education system, there are going to be teething problems, naturally. But I think the key is to be patient and the problems will sort themselves out. One issue that I feel personally, since there's going to be such a vast age range within the schools from 11 years old to 18-year-olds, I feel like it would be better maybe to have a lower co-ed secondary and then a sixth form college, because to have such a vast age gap, I think maybe the sixth form could then be more focused towards sending us off to university or to the world of work.
So one problem with the facilities perhaps is that there are a lot of new pupils coming into the school, new students, and there's overcrowding in some of the classrooms and not enough classrooms. The solution I'd like to see in the new developments wouldn't be bigger classrooms, but more classrooms that are smaller, so that there's more of a better student to teacher ratio. I think that's really important in education. So teachers have less to mark and more time to engage with their pupils. Yeah.
Even though the two schools will be quite big, I don't think it's a good idea to have big 11-year-olds to 18-year-olds, because you do grow up a lot in that age period. So I think at 11-year-old you're still a child, whereas when you're 18 you're obviously like becoming an adult. So I think to have the two ages together in the same like environment in a school, I don't think it would be a great idea.
Having such a wide range of students inside a fully integrated campus would have issues of perhaps there being too much of a range in maturity. You've got 7 years groups worth inside one campus to organise, so if they get it right it would be good, but it's affecting a lot of students, so it's a good one to really think about.
Mm-hmm. Any comment to make in respect of the broader plans for the other schools?
I think that is a great idea because I believe in order to learn you need to have a positive environment around you, and at the moment a lot of the schools are quite old and they were in need of a major renovation. St Martin's School especially, the fact that they're having a whole new building, it'll give them the opportunity to bring in modern technology which will help those with special needs with their learning experience. It'll help them like in a positive manner.
Yeah, so it's good that they've really focused on education. The government's made this point, and I'm glad because that would benefit lots of students and lots of teachers. So they call it a revolution. Just have to make sure it's done the right way and that it doesn't have too much of a disruptive impact on education of students.
From your experience, how important is the built space, the built environment, and what else is there to schools?
I speak from my experience in Bayside. I feel the spirit of the school and the goodwill of the school is obviously in the people in the school. The building doesn't, although it facilitates that, it is not necessarily the school. So I like the idea that they're keeping the name of Bayside and Westside and bringing it into upgraded facilities, which, yeah.
All like the resources we have always will help us in our education, but the core of what we learn comes from a teacher, not from the building or from whatever technology we have. So yeah, teachers are extremely important to education, and I think we should value them in every way possible, because without them, even if we have a building, we don't have an education.